to see the methods of preparing soluble salts. First of all, let's look at the preparation of magnesium sulfate salt. First and foremost, when you're given a salt, what you have to do is you have to check whether the salt is soluble or insoluble. We know that magnesium sulfate is soluble because sulfates of barium, calcium, strontium, silver, and lead are insoluble. So once you have decided on your solubility, put a line in the center and then take a decision on your acid. Here, the acid is sulfuric acid. Once you have decided on your acid, check your metal, whether the metal is a mazit metal. Here the metal is a mazit metal. What does the word mazit mean? M stands for magnesium, A for aluminium, zinc, iron and tin. If it is any of these metals, then you can add directly to the acid. So metal plus acid gives me salt and hydrogen. Next, suppose you are asked to prepare a salt like potassium nitrate. We know that all nitrate salts are soluble in water. Then, as usual, put a line in the center and find out from which acid this salt has been derived. This salt has been derived from nitric acid. Once that has been done, check your metal, whether the metal is a mazit metal or any of the if it's not a mazit metal, check whether it is sodium, potassium or ammonium. Sodium and potassium are highly reactive metals. They cannot be added directly to the acid. So you take the respective hydroxide of the metal. Or even if it's an ammonium salt, you take ammonia and the respective acid and prepare it by the method of titration. Now, suppose you are asked to prepare a salt like copper sulfate. We know copper sulfate is a soluble salt. So first and foremost, put a line in the center and find out from which acid it has been derived. This salt has been derived from sulfuric acid. Then check whether your metal is a mazit metal or an active metal. It is neither a mazit metal nor any of the active metals, sodium, potassium, nor is it an ammonium salt. Then, if it is neither of these, you take the respective oxide or carbonate. The oxide plus acid gives you salt and water. Carbonate plus acid gives salt, water, and carbon dioxide. Now, just summarizing what we have just learned, let's look at a few of these examples. For instance, if you were asked to prepare a salt like magnesium sulfate, we know that magnesium sulfate is soluble. And if you put a line in the center, it has been derived from sulfuric acid. So put the acid, and then your metal is a mazit metal, which is magnesium. So which can be added directly to the acid. So when a mazit metal reacts with an acid, you get the salt and hydrogen gas. Suppose you were asked to prepare a salt like sodium chloride, which is common salt that you eat at home. We know it is soluble. So now, as usual, put a line in the center. The acid from which this salt has been derived is hydrochloric acid. Then check whether your metal is a mazit metal. It is not a mazit metal because it's neither magnesium, it's neither aluminium, zinc, iron, or tin. So it is one of those active metals, sodium. Sodium cannot be added directly to the acid. So you have to take the respective hydroxide and titrate it with the acid to produce the salt and water. Whenever you are asked to prepare an ammonium salt, always after taking a decision on the acid, titrate it with aqueous ammonia solution. Suppose you were asked to prepare a salt like copper chloride. We know it is soluble. So once it is soluble, you put a line in the center and identify from which acid it has been prepared. It has been prepared from hydrochloric acid. Then you check your metal here. It is copper. The metal is copper. It is neither a massive metal nor any of those active metals, sodium or potassium. Then, in that case, you can take the respective oxide or carbonate. Oxide plus acid gives me salt and water. Carbonate plus acid gives me salt, water, and carbon dioxide. I hope I am clear regarding the preparation of soluble salts by different methods. Regarding the steps for preparing the soluble salts, I will be putting it up in the next video. I hope if anyone has any problems or wants any topic to be covered, kindly add in your comment section. Kindly subscribe and give a like.